Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I know. Toni, where have you been? Oh, I have been busy. Right, I'm standing up at the minute because I have an array of stuff on my table and my camera's quite high because I wanted to film it. So, let me give you a little rundown of what I've been doing. So you all know that I've been having some building work going on. It's been a little disruptive, I'm not going to lie, and this week it's going to get worse because this week we are actually patioing, and the patio is going outside my studio, and because we've got two German Shepherds, we need to fence it off so that they can't tread on it or anything like that and disrupt the paving slabs. So we need to fence off my art studio, which means I'm not going to get in it. I'm not going to be able to film for a few days. It's only going to be a couple of days. So I spoke to my other half and I said, please, just give me a little time this morning so I can put out a video, because last week was crazy. I have got so much going on right now with the business, the building work, and just children finishing school and things like that. So yeah, I have been flat out. I also have some really exciting news. Yes, I do. But I'm not going to say anything yet because it's not ready yet. But all will become apparent at the end of the week. So keep your eyes peeled. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I literally, just dreams have come true and I can't wait to share it all with you. It is so exciting. Oh, it's just going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, so that has kept me very busy as well. But when all becomes apparent, you will understand. I mean, I'm sure you will understand anyway because you're all so lovely. So today I thought that I would put out a video. I had on my last the giant tabs, I had some comments asking how do you do your clusters. So I thought I'd put out a couple of videos where I am showing you how I prep for my clusters, because trust me when I say the preparation makes the cluster making so much easier and so much more enjoyable. Then instead of sitting there with a cluster and being like, well, I don't know, what do I do now? And then you've got to stop what you're doing to then do something else to add an element and everything. So yeah, I like to have all my elements ready. So I have a little basket here with lots and lots of stuff in. I have some Tim Holtz tissue paper, I have some paper pads, I have some rub-ons, I have some Tim Holtz paper, some stamps, some vintage file folders just here, some cardstock, different coloured cardstock, this is in the natural, some music paper, some of my contact paper, some cheesecloth, some tags, I don't know what my brayer's doing in there, some ink pads, some dies, some ephemera. I also have some of the new release from Tim Holtz, so I have some more of the collage paper and his cello sticker tape, which is just lush. And then we all saw my little tub. I've got my washi tape, some more die cuts and stuff like that. So the first thing, because this video, otherwise it will take ages, so get your dies out and sit there and put a movie on or a podcast or an audiobook and just do lots and lots of die cutting with tea dyed paper, coffee dyed paper, black cardstock, music paper, anything you like. Get out all your lovely dies and do a load of die cutting. Put them all in a tub or in a drawer or anything you want to, store them somewhere, and then put them aside so they're ready to go. Then get your stamps out and just do lots and lots of stamping. Doesn't matter what brand it is, have a look through your stash. This is literally the good thing about clusters, is it's a shop your stash special. So yeah, go through all of your stamps, anything that you would like or that you think would look really cool on a cluster, numbers, words, tags, tickets, little circles, postal marks, anything you like, and get some. I literally just use printer paper. When I do my stamping, just clusters, because it's not heavyweight. It's just easier just to stick down and to make clusters with. So you get a pile of printer paper. You can coffee dye it first if you want to, and then just stamp lots and lots of images. I do have a video from a couple of years ago where I am literally just stamping and making ephemera, so I'll tag that down below. And yeah, just make lots and lots of a stamped ephemera. Put that away the same as you have your dies, and then you're literally halfway there to making your clusters. I have had a few questions about the dyed cheesecloth. I literally just get an old bowl, get some stain, some distress stain, and just I put spray a couple of sprays. I wear gloves, always wear gloves, otherwise you'll end up with inky fingers. Couple of sprays of the distress spray, couple of sprays of water, and then I just literally massage the cheesecloth into it, and then I hang it out on my washing line in the garden and let it dry naturally. Be careful if it's sunny though, because the sun will change the colour of the distress ink if it's out in direct sunlight. Also, don't do what I do and leave it out in the rain and then leave it to dry again, because apparently rainwater also changes the colour. And this is where I got, can you see that? I got quite a lot of pink from the vintage photo, which I don't mind. I wasn't that angry about it, because it's all texture, and we all know I love texture and grunge. So yeah, that's how I make the cheesecloth. It's that simple. You can use alcohol inks if you want. You can use the re-inkers if you want. I have tried the oxide. It's okay. It's very muted, but it still makes a nice colour. The distress re-inkers are so pigmented that they are very strong in colour. So if you want a strong colour for your cheesecloth, use your re-inkers. That is literally that. It's so simple to do. You can either use, if you haven't got distress inks, you can use gouache, you can use watercolour paints. You could even use some old felt tip pens if you wanted to. Just run a bit of water, take the inside out, run a bit of water through them and let the water run down. So there's some other ways if you haven't got any distress inks. But now we are going to get on with making some of the extra bits that I use for clusters, because that was a long intro. So yeah, let's get rummaging through our stuff. Right, so as I said, I have some old I don't know what my dogs are barking at today, but they're barky barkersons today. Real. See, and the builders aren't here at the minute because they're off getting supplies, which is why I'm out here filming, because it's quiet, but the boys are being right. So this is I had got a massive roll of vintage lining paper that they put on the walls. You can tell it's old because it is proper stained, and around the edges it's a lot darker. 99p, and I think the roll is about 20 meters. It's really thick roll, so I cut a little bit off, and this is the perfect paper for, I'm just going to trim some more off. So we're not dealing with such a large roll. And now I'm just gonna, I mean, look at that. Oh, it's delicious. Let's just rip that bit off. And then I'm gonna roll it the other way. And I'm not bothered that it's all creased. I'm not bothered at all. Right, so I'm going to cut some more. And then I'm going to get out, if I can find it, here it is. I have my texture ruler. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this bit, I think, because it's easier. And I'm just going to, now I really am not being precise about anything. I don't care that it's wonky. I am not bothered at all. I'm just ripping strips of paper, different thicknesses. Just rip away. And you don't have to get vintage lining paper. Lining paper that I don't know if they use it anymore, to be honest. I'm sure if you go to places like if you're in the UK, if you go to B&Q, the Range, or anywhere that sells wallpaper, they will probably still have lining paper. And if you're in America, Home Depot possibly might have, anywhere that sells wallpaper should sell the lining paper that goes underneath. So if not, then try eBay. But it's such a cool textured paper. I do have some videos on my YouTube of me making ephemera. So I have one where I made, you know, as if you rip it out of a notebook. But I will quickly just do a little refresh on what I did. Come on, why are you not? There we go. So I've got my crocodile, and I'm just going to get a piece of paper, and literally all I do is I line it up with the end. And in fact, I'm going to put the little widget down so they're all the same length. I mean, they're not going to be the same length because the paper's wonky, but they'll be near enough. So then I'm just going to go along the edge just like this. And you can use all sorts of shaped punches for this. I do prefer the round. I'm not going to lie. And the smaller round as well. Just because let's get rid of those. My clusters are normally quite small. But if I'm making like page clusters, then I will probably up the size. And then go right to the end. And it doesn't matter that it comes off the end. Let's get off that little bit. Right. Let's get rid of our little confetti. Put that in my bin. And then I'm just going to get my little scissors. And I'm just going to snip the lines. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, because obviously when you rip a sheet of paper out of a notebook, it never comes out perfect. Bits are ripped off and stuff like that. But I really do. I love using this as an element. So carry on all the way down, and then just crumple up a bit, just like that. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to use one of my Tim Holtz stamps because of the acrylic, and I'm going to use should I use weathered wood? I don't know where. Here it is. No, I'm going to use speckled egg. And I'm just going to do some... I'll wipe the lid, or I'm going to end up with inky fingers. Just going to do a couple of sprays. And then just... Doesn't matter what side you do it on. I'm just going to do some... Just some dabbing like that, just to give it another texture. I mean, oh, look at that, it's delicious. So, and then I'm just going to get some of the plain ones without the holes in, and I'm just going to soak up some more because we don't want to waste it. Perfect. And that bit's a bit ripped, so let's lovely, wipe that off, put them aside to dry. I'm just going to put those over here like that, and they shouldn't take long to dry. And now I'm going to take, I'm nearly out, I've got to buy another one of my vintage photos, so I'm just gonna, I've got to hold it upwards because, come on, ah, I'm gonna have to tip a bit. Ah, too much. Well done, Tone. Let's put that in the bin. Give it a little spritz of water. Don't do what I just did. I'm just going to move it round. There's me saying, don't get inky fingers. And I've got inky fingers. That's okay. Right, now I'm just going to get and just put some more water with it because it's coming up a little bit dark, and I'm just going to dab lovely. And I'm not bothered, like that's just fell on there. I'm not bothered, I don't care. And then you can even take a piece of the one with the speckled egg on and go over it with some vintage photo as well. And then, because I've still got some left, what I'm going to do is in my basket, I have got a piano book. It's not vintage, it's just, I got it from a charity shop. So I'm going to take out a couple of pages from here, and I'm just going to put that aside in a minute because I want to use that. Get out my ruler again, and I'm just going to rip up some music paper. Right, I think that will do because there's quite a few sheets there. And then I'm going to get back my ink, and I'm just going to take a sheet. Oh, look at that. It's so cool. And these don't just have to be used for clusters. You can use these on your pages, on your tags. Use them any way you like. There's 2 sheets there. All right, let's get a little bit more water because this one's not going to be... Ah, just so cool. And this, I love sitting here and doing this. like I said, I put on a movie, an audio book, or a podcast, and I just sit here and make this stuff. So right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly dry this off and then I'll be back. Right, so now we have, I did some speckled egg as well, which I also need a new speckled egg. So yeah, I tried to make one with the re-inker, but it just wasn't dark enough, wasn't pigmented enough. So we have our strips, and remember that this might not seem like a lot, but when you come to make your clusters, you're literally just going to rip a bit off. So there you can make quite a lot of clusters out of this little array of strips. So there's some texture and some strips, so we're going to put those aside. I also made these as well. So these are from the new Heidi's, well, it's not the new one, but it's one of the Stamp Society stamp sets. Now, Stamp Society, because I do get asked a lot of questions, it's a subscription-based service that Heidi Swap provides. It's $20 a month, and you get a unique stamp set that isn't available in our shop for another 12 months. So after the, sometimes if she's having a deal on, she will bring the stamp sets into the shop early so you can get them like after a couple of months, and then yeah, you can purchase them out of her shop. So yeah, this is the one of the Stamp Society sets, and it just goes to show that, I mean, Heidi Swap does planning and memory planning and stuff like that, and I love memory planning. I don't video it, but I do love doing it. And it goes to show you that something that you can use that will make really modern tickets, you can actually use and vintage them up. So I made quite a few of these. Now, these will be perfect for if you're making a larger cluster, or just use them as they are. So that's another element. We also have the washi tape. So use the washi tape, get a strip of paper and just stick. I don't know if it will stick to this paper. So I'm going to put that aside. I have a piece here. And I'm going to get my little washi tape tub. And I've done this in a previous video as well. So this is one of the Heidi Swap July the 4th tapes. So just stick a strip on a bit of paper, and you can stick it straight on to your cluster if you want. You don't have to do it like this. I also have I've got a video using this washi tape, which is Elizabeth Craft Designs, and I stuck this down and I literally cut out lots of the individual elements. It just looks so cool. Yeah, grab your washi tapes, all those washi tapes that you didn't think you was going to use, because you know when you buy the multi-packs you always get one that's like, yeah, not too sure. I have some Tim Holtz here as well. I mean, just look at those already. What else have we got in here? There's another Tim Holtz. You can always tell Tim Holtz washi tape because it's got such a glossy feel to it. Right, so let's leave that at that. And then we're going to grab our scissors. We're just going to cut. You don't have to do it with the scissors. You can do it on your guillotine as well if you want. Just cut the ends off because we don't need those. And I know some of you are probably sitting there being like, yes, Toni, we've seen all this before. But I thought it would be, oh, sorry, I just knocked the camera. I thought it would be easier to actually have it all in one video. Right, I'm going to cut these. I'm going to do some little strips and I'm going to do some big strips, and I've just noticed this is wonky and it's messing with my cheese, so let's straighten that up. cut that end off. And there we have perfect little strip. A perfect little strip as an element. And there's another one. And again, this is just, I'm going to cut the rest because it's starting to get a little bit finicky. Oh, I have just found, I have obviously brought one. Brand new. Oh, wait a minute. Have I? No. I thought I had a vintage photo. I definitely need a new one of those. But I've just found my new, I thought I brought one, but I wasn't sure. Right, so I'm just going to cut these strips. And then what I do is I just get an old shoebox or an old chocolate tin or something like that, or a drawer, and then I just stack it full of bits and pieces of ephemera. And then when I want to do a good old cluster session, I just get out my tub. And I love washi tape. I love using washi tape. It's one of my favourite elements to use. Right, let's just quickly get these done as well. Come on, Tony, cut straight. And your paper punches. Get out your paper punches and just cut out of design paper, music paper, coffee dyed paper. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And just cut stars, hearts, tickets, tabs, all sorts. Last one. And one of the good things is even if you didn't like the washi tape that you're using, get your alcohol inks out. Give it a little bit of a sand. I mean, you shouldn't really have to because it's paper tape. So, but whereas with the I mean, nobody's not going to like the Tim Holtz washi tape. But if there is a pattern that you think I'm not going to use that, then run over it. You know, I like doing this. Run over it with the sander. It just makes it that little bit more porous. I mean, I do it because I just love the aged look you get. And it helps stick it down to its surface as well. I mean, if you look, so this is the before. And then if I sand it, this is the after. It just, it's like it makes the washi tape and the paper one. It's just so cool. It's just so cool. I love it. So I'm just giving all those a sand. And I think that the July the 4th, because it isn't actually on Heidi Swap's website at the minute, so I think it might be out of stock. So there's all our roughed up washi tapes. And like I said, let me find one. So let me do it to this one. Right, so I'm going to put those other ones with the strips. I don't know why I've got a big black line on my mat. Right, so I'm going to go in my scrap drawer. Oh, I have a piece of transfer film here, which will be perfect. And I'm going to get some tea dye stain. And that works, but it doesn't work. Let me just quickly. It doesn't work that well. So you can still see it on it and it still changes, but let's get that bit of, it will wipe off like that. See? So I'm going to get my caramel ink and my little pot, my daubers. I like to use, I don't mind using the felt, but I do like to use the daubers for ink. So I brought an extra pack. There we go. And because it's alcohol ink, it's going to dry pretty quick. But that there has just completely changed the look of the washi tape. So if you've got washi tapes that you don't really like, you know, sometimes, I mean, I'm not a floral person, so I don't tend to use the floral washi tapes. And sometimes you get just plain colours, and I'm not a bright coloured person either. I love my neutrals and I love my grunges and my blacks and my greys and stuff like that. So if I've got like a bright pink, which is odd because pink's one of my favourite colours, but not when I'm crafting, like in my real life. it's one of my favourite colours. But I would probably go over my pink washi tape with some alcohol ink, and then just look at that. How cool is that? And not only that, it looks like a bit of vintage tape as well, which is awesome. So I love it. So that's what you can do if you don't like the look of your washi tape and you think, do you know what, I've got so many rolls of it and I don't know what to do with it. There you go. You can just literally change the colour of it. So we have some strips. Now what we're going to do is, I have a scrap drawer. Look at this. Look at this scrap drawer. This is just, and these are cut-offs of digitals that I've got. Sorry, didn't mean to knock the camera there. Digitals and file folders and stuff like that. And is it off again? And just little cut-offs and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some out. Let's see what else we've got in here. Even things like that where I've painted or something, I'm going to use that. Right, so I think that's enough as I'll be here forever. Let's just put my drawer back. And now I'm going to get out I'm stacking up again. I'm running out of room. Right, so I'm just going to pull out some stamps. So this is the first one I grabbed. So it's the Warehouse District, and it's got this cute little compass on it, and it's got this cute little finger and this little dialogue here. So I'm going to use that. I'm also going to use that. I think it's a check. I'm not sure, but I like it. So let's move the paper out of the way. And where's my little block? And I think I'm going to do some in some light colours. So I've got my VersaFine Clair in Sand Dune. We all know how much I love this. And I'm going to stamp a couple in that colour. And then I'm going to do a couple in Nocturne. Perfect. And then I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do some dark brown ones in the Fallen Leaves. I think I'll do one because two won't fit. Perfect. So I'm not going to cut those out yet. I'm just going to put those aside, and then I'm going to get, where's my bigger stamp block? This is why I literally don't touch any, chuck anything away. Look at that. Look at that with that in the background. That's just so cool. And then, can you hear the boys in the background? Because my other half's just turned up. I think he's going to start putting the fence in, so I better be quick. Perfect. And then we also have some other room down here as well. So let's put this aside. I'm going to get my little, the finger. And I'm just going to stamp. Look at that. So cool. Stamp that there. And then see if I might be able to fit one there. And I might be able to fit one there. All right, so it doesn't matter that this does it. It's too big for the piece of paper. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. So we're going to stamp that down. Look at that. It's just so cool. And I'm just, it doesn't matter that it's upside down either. I'm just going to go all the way across. Perfect. I'm just going to cut these out. And again, you can go over with the inks and put a bit of, go round them with some vintage photo, put a bit of distress on them. Where's my big scissors gone? So anyway, this was due to come out yesterday, but I got rudely interrupted by the builders and I had to vacate my craft room. So yeah, I've got a big fence going across the front of my craft room, so it blocks the dogs off from getting near, because we're having patios laid and building work as well, so it stops the dogs from getting anywhere near the building work. So yeah, I couldn't go in my craft room because they were working, and and then it's been raining, and yeah, it's just been a nightmare. So I'm back again. It's Tuesday. Hopefully this is going to be uploaded today. I had to stop where I did some stamping. So let's finish cutting these out. And I'm literally just going to just roughly cut them out. Probably not the best pair of scissors to do this with, but I have them in my hand. Ta-da, perfect. And this, I'm just going to leave as it is. I will probably cut it up anyway. I'm just going to snip off the end. So yeah, I will probably cut that up. I'm not bothered about, see, like this bit where I've sort of cut it like that. I'm not bothered because, like I said, I will probably cut it up when I use it. But it's just for little bits of ephemera. I'm not going to cut up all the fingers because that would just be a waste of time. So that's some of the stamped ephemera. I also have these, which you could probably I don't know, they look like they're about an inch and a half, and I think my 1.5 inch circle punch broke. So yeah, if you always have a look at your stamps and see what circle punches you've got, even if you've just got a stamp set that's like random numbers, just stamp the random numbers and then punch them out with some of your paper punches. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's perfect for clusters. So let's just cut out one more. Just trimming around the edge. Perfect. So let's just put these aside with the little pointy fingers. Oh, I've chipped my nail. So we have some stamped images. We have, I'm sorry, that's going to annoy me. We have some stamped images. We have some washi tape strips. So we're very, very close to having our little bits. I also have, so with scrap paper, I just get my punches and I just punch out loads of circles. So we have those as well. What else? Let me show you what I have that's all ready to go. Right, let me just move that to the side. So I have a little junk drawer here, and it's got all sorts in. It's got stamped ephemera, it's that again, stamped ephemera. It's got coffee dyed, ink dyed bits of paper, all sorts in here. So I just tend to sit there and I just do lots and lots of stamping and stuff, and it's also got some strips of paper in there. So that's like a little miscellaneous drawer. I also have in here, I think this is my labels drawer. So anything that's like tickets and labels, I print out and just chuck in that drawer. Then I also have, this is plain labels in here. So there is, I mean, there's so many in here. There is literally so many labels. There's digital labels. These are by Vibe Vintage. There's stamped labels in all different kinds of colours. So that's my labels drawer. Then I have, this is anything numbers. So anything that's got numbers on. So what I tend to do is I will stamp lots and lots of labels, and then I'll just stamp numbers in them, or just cut them out like that. So yeah, anything that's got numbers on is in here. Then in here, this is my circle drawer, circles and stars. So this is anything that can be cut out into a circle, all sorts. There's stars in here, there's a star there. Yeah, it's just all my circles. So then when I want anything that I'm like, oh, a little circle would look cool on there, I can just grab my drawer and done. Let's put my, I don't know what's wrong with my crocodile. There we go. And then the last drawer, this is another miscellaneous drawer. So this is kind of my leftovers drawer of anything, like there's some of my labels in there that I haven't used, some tissue paper, some offcuts from my reminiscence books, some washi tapes that I've cut out and haven't used, some of the page ends that I've made, ripped bits of paper, all sorts in here. So what we could also do, and we're going to make a couple of, let's put these bits of scraps away. I think I'm going to keep these little bits out. And I'm going to get back the vintage wall lining paper. Love it. And then I've got my grid stamp, and I got this grid stamp off of Albums Love Handmade off of Etsy. I'll link it in the description box. I'm going to get my... I think I'm going to do Fallen Leaves for this one. And then what I'm going to do is... I'm just going to stamp and let me get a wipe. Ink on my hand. And I'm kind of making a stamped collage. So I'm not bothered that it's joined up. I'm just literally kind of making like a piece of background paper. And I just absolutely adore this stamp. Right, let's do a couple more. Oh, we might as well finish it off. Last one, perfect. Let's put my stamp away. And then we have a piece of background paper to which we can just rip the bits up. Doesn't have to be perfect because you're probably going to rip bits off anyway. Now, what you can do is when you first start to do your clusters, you can have like a base. And that base can be, it can be a tab. It can be a label. So where did I put my labels? Right, here we go. So let's pull out one of those. Maybe one of those. Let's see if we can get a different shape. One of those. Let's get a long thin one as well. Not orange. We'll use that. Right, so that's what we're going to use for the backing. So this is going to be like our base. So I'm going to get out, if I can, I'm going to get out my teeny attacher, but I'm also going to use glue as well. So let's start off with this little one. I'm going to give it a bit of an ink, just so it's not so plain. And you can also use, don't just use the ephemera that you make. I mean, what you'll probably find is you'll end up with all this kind of stuff as you go through your projects anyway. So if you just go through your scrap bin, I'm going to rip off a piece of that. Then I think I'm going to use, I'm just going to go around the edges, put that there. Oh, let's put it up the right way. Where's north? Like that. Not that it matters. We'll put that there. And then I'm just going to staple those together. Then I'm going to grab some of and I'm going to rip some bits off so it looks more real. And because we have stapled it, and we haven't. I'm not going to use that because it's the same paper as that. So I'm going to use some of the dyed music paper that I've got. And then just have a look and see. Come on. That's it. See if that's how you want it. It's a little bit too thick for me. And again, I'm just gonna run over the edges. Probably gonna take a bit off the bottom and then do it the other way around so we can see some of the music notes. Perfect. I'm going to get my glue, and I'm just going to put a bit of glue down there. Let's take off that dried bit first, and then a bit of glue underneath, and then just perfect. And then I'm going to take some of my cheesecloth, cut a little smidge off, and then I like to just not pull it apart completely, but stretch it out. It changes the shape, and because again we stapled this down, we still have room to play. Come on. So I'm just putting some glue on there, and then I'm going to place that underneath. And this is why you're probably sitting there thinking, why is she stapling? Why doesn't she just glue it all down first? Because then I get to change the placement. There we go. And now I want a little something down here. So you can use your curator snippets, because we all love a curator snippet, and that could go on there. So I'm just going to give that just a little distress, and then ink it. Perfect. And then we're going to stick this down just there. And then I'm going to pull out my what I've done in here are all the drawers that I've shown you. I've taken just a little handful and put them all in one pot. Don't know if I need, oh, I don't know, I like that. I like it a lot. And then maybe a number. I think that's too wide. How cool is that? Oh, it's just so cool. Have I got anything else? I do like to use, I think that's doesn't quite go. I don't know if, I'd love to sit here with my scraps and my fishtail punch, and just punch out loads and loads of these. That might go, that one will go, one definitely will go. I do it with washi tape, I do it with scrap paper, I do it with all sorts of scraps that I've got. This isn't cut straight. Toni, come on. Mind you, I don't know why I'm surprised. So as much as clusters, you know, they're made with scraps. You can prep to make a cluster if you want. There's no rules. You can, you know, if you want to sit there, and because you are still using your scraps anyway, so you know, it's still cool to do a bit of prep work. I love doing the prep work. I love doing the prep work and then creating the clusters. Right, so I'm just going to slip this under here like that. And then I think I'm going to put a little bit of glue. That's it. So it's just, and then I'm going to ink round here. And I think I'm just going to rough up around the edges. Perfect. Put a bit of glue on the back. Slide it under there. And then I'm going to put a bit of glue on top as well. And there you have a really cool cluster. I love it. I absolutely love it. You don't have to stop there. You can put... Oh, I quite like that. I quite like that. Or maybe a bit... I like the blue. But I don't like that you're losing... I mean, you get to see a bit of a star there. And that's all you really get to see. Which is a shame, but I do like that. I do like the blue on the edge. Maybe we could use... Yes. There we go. See, we found somewhere else for it. So a strip of glue down the side. Perfect. And then you could always go into your die cuts as well and have a little swoosh around. You shouldn't be in there. So we have some die cuts here. That could always, you know, you don't have to use all of them, or you could just cut one off and just put one over like that, but I'm not liking that shape. I also keep these as well. So when I die cut my numbers or my letters, I cut round them when I can, and I keep it because I just think something like that would just look so cool. Excuse me. But let's see what else we've got in here. So we have a little square. Maybe that would look pretty cool. Oh, we have a little... Let me put that in my... because it's getting in my way. Oh, we have some little dot circles as well. See, that would have been cool. Maybe I could use two. No. Or maybe... we could use a strip of this. So let's cut this off here, put a bit of glue, and then we've got some seepage. That's okay. And there we go, a little cluster. Love it. Right, let's make another one. I think I'm gonna go with the long one. So let's put you there. And I think we're gonna start off with some, where's the brown? Oh, maybe the brown, no, it doesn't go with the purple. So, which is a bit annoying because I'm going to try and cover all that up. I don't know why I inked it in purple, but I did. Or maybe on some of this washi, maybe, is there like, there is on this bit. It's kind of a purpley colour. Oh, that looks quite cool. Let's cut you there. And then I'm just gonna staple the top and the bottom. We could even use this little bit as well. Just like that. Let's get some of the, no, we've already used the music paper. So where's the brown? Here it is. Oh, look at that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure a piece just so I'm not sat here doing the whole strip. I mean, I would, but for recording purposes, I'll just do a little smidgen and then cut the ends. Oh. Oh. Give it a little bit of a crumple. Pull some of it off. Bit of glue. And put that coming out of the back. I actually think to separate the music paper from the dotty paper, maybe not, right, so now I'm gonna get some of my cheesecloth. Let's use this bit. And I kind of want a long, thin piece. And again, I'm just going to give it I'm not really pulling it apart. I'm kind of tweaking it. And then you're sitting there going, Toni, you're covering it up. I know, it's too long. Let's have a trim. Let's smoosh it up. And I'm still covering it up, but you know what? That's cool. Maybe if we put it at a bit of an angle and then we can see, because we're going to put stuff over the top. Put a bit of glue down here. Come on, sticking to my fingers. Let's lift it up a little bit so there's a bit. And I kind of think that that's like one of the best things about making clusters. Yes. Is, you know, you might be covering stuff up, but you get to see a little part of it. And I think that's what makes clusters beautiful. Right, so where's our stamped images? Because I want to use a part of this. So I'm going to just... I don't think I want it that long though. So maybe to here. And then I'm going to give it an ink and a distress. Is that still a little bit too long? I think it is. But I'm going to keep all the bits I cut off. And I'm just gluing down the middle. Put that there. And then I'm going to get my... Oh, I got a bit of a ruler. Maybe. No. No, no, no. What else have we got in here? Let's have a look. Oh. I think maybe. Right, so I found a little star tag, but I don't want to use it as a tag. So I'm going to see if I can cut the top off without it looking like I've cut the top off. Now, way to disguise this is just to distress the edges. And nobody will ever know. And I kind of like the idea of it being off of a label. Yes! Where's my vintage photo? And I love that every single cluster is different. Right, let's put you there. Let's change you around. And let's put you there. I love it. I don't know if I kind of like that off there. Yeah, I do. A little smidgen, because I kind of really want it off the edge. And then we can get ourselves another snippet. Maybe, yeah, to bring in, look at that, look, it's just, it's like it's meant to be. Should we just distress one of the corners? And then this will pull in. Where should we put it? Should we just put it here? That will pull in then the purple from the label. See, you can always find something in these curator snippets. There's always something in here. Even little butterflies that shouldn't be in here. Nope. I don't know how you snuck in there. Maybe we could... Oh, I like you. What about you? Should we cut you up? I managed to have a peaceful day today because it's going to be raining all day. Obviously, the builders can't work. So I was like, I've taken down some of the bungee straps that are keeping the fencing up. And I've snuck through. I snuck through so I could finish my video. I couldn't believe it. I was literally, I thought I was going to have to stop my video halfway through and do a part 2. And I hate doing that. I hate doing part 2s. I would much rather do a long video than put out 2 smaller videos. Sometimes I've had to do it because the video is just like, it's stupidly long. But yeah, sometimes I would rather just, I want that over there a little bit. I would rather just put out a real long video. So, and when the builders came back yesterday, I was like, oh no! I literally had to stop because there was drills and all sorts going. And there we have another little cluster. And I know it's probably a bit packed and you're like, that's not how you make clusters. And this is how I make my clusters. I also do you want me to do it? Oh, let me do a quick one for you as well. I do quick ones as well. I do sit here and I'm just like, right, so let's get some of this, and then we'll have some of this, and then we'll have some of this. And this is where there is like literally no inking. Where they just fast track through. So you don't have to take your time. You really don't. You can just go as fast, as quick as you want. There is literally no rules. And the trouble is with me is I'm a little bit of a nightmare for not knowing when to stop. Let's find another one. And I'm just going to put some glue on there and glue under there. But I'm going to pull this out a little bit so we've got some wispy bits. And I want a label. So let me get my label drawer. And we'll put that down there. Straighten that up because that's annoying me. And then I want some numbers. And there we go. A quick cluster. And you could even take that cluster if you wanted to and place it on another label. I kind of like that. It's a very mixed match, lots of different colours. How do we want it? Maybe we won't. And then we have some of this, or I know. How cool is that? Even though I haven't cut it straight because it's me. And I'm not gonna waste it all. I'm gonna cut, because I don't need it all because it's going in the background. Just put a snippet of glue down the side. And I want that number showing just there. I want it both sticking out either ends. I might chop this end off. I like how that makes that wider. And there you have a quick, fast cluster. And you can change it. You can do exactly what you want with it. I think that label's throwing me off because the red is like a pinky red. So I'm going to see. Yes, we can pull it off. Let's glue this back down. And then let's find something. That label was it was putting me off. Let's find something we can go around here. Let's have a look and see what we've got in here. Oh, we've got a big... That looks quite cool. What about specimen? So that kind of makes it kind of square. Like a little bit of a collage. Nope. Oh. What about... No. Do you know what it's missing? Have a guess. Have a guess at what it's missing. I know what it's missing. Yep, it's missing my little fishtails. Now, let's have a look. I think I'm going to go... I think I'm going to go for this one. Come on. You got it too low. And I think this is annoying me as well. There you go, that's better. This obviously isn't going to be a quick one. Oh. Quick? What is quick? Toni can't do quick. Toni's got to add. There we go. There we go. I think we'll leave it there. And there we have 3 cute little clusters ready to go on your books. You know, I'm just looking at these labels and I'm thinking, so I've had a little tidy up, but I'm not finished. So I was looking at these, the notes that I made from the Heidi Swap stamp set, and I kind of like that. So I'm going to stick that on there. And then look at that. How cool is that? I love it. And then I just found this little cluster that I've obviously cut. And I also thought, I didn't use the pointy finger. And I'm not liking this one. I'm not liking that one. Let's see. Maybe turn it. Why is that wonky? And I'm pretty sure because this is washi tape, it should. It should peel off, and it did. Right, so if we turn this sideways, yes, oh, I love it. Let's keep the 2 and date. Smooch it up a bit. Perfect. Now, what are we going to do with this one? I just don't like it. I don't know why. Right, shall we see about making it better? Maybe cutting that there. Maybe taking that off there and then turning that into an extension of the label. Obviously putting some more glue on here. Because this is washi tape, if you find your washi tape's not sticking, just sand it down a little bit. That actually looks a little bit better. I don't know if it's this. Right. I actually prefer that. I think it was just too much. And maybe I don't even know if it's this as well. Like, there's too much of this. So this, the quick cluster, the cluster that I said you can do it quick turned out not to be a quick cluster, which is fine because I don't know what the boys are barking at. Yep, kind of like that in there. And then we can take... Do you know what it is? I think I know what it is. And there's me sitting there going, there's no inking. Just put it together. I can't. I can't not distress something. I think that's what it is. It just looks, see, look at that. It looked too clean. It was too clean. And then, I still want to get... I want the, yeah, yes. And I think, oh, I love this. This was done with weathered wood, I believe. And I love the colour. Dare I say it, I prefer it to speckled egg. I do. And then I'm gonna just tweak it. So I'm just pulling apart little sections. Oh, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. Right, and then put that down there. And I'm not too sure about this corner, so I don't know what they're barking at. I'm gonna round it. So we have those. Bear with me. There's literally nothing out there. I don't know what they're barking at. So hopefully I have kept them quiet. Nope. But I do want... I want a little fishtail, but I want a dark one. And I'm not sure I have any. Oh, but I might keep that out because, well, it's me and you never know. Nope. Ah, what about that? It is a little bit shiny. We're shiny. Come glue. Oh! Ta-da! Right, now, do we want the label? That yes, we do. We do. See? I don't know where this cluster came from. That can go there, and then that can go under there, and then that because that little bit there is annoying me. Yes, let's put it underneath. There we go. Perfect. And then let's grab another label. I think we want one with red on. And again, because these are washi tape, see, I made these before I knew what I was going to use them for. But, it doesn't matter because the thing is going over the top. But I do like this one, so let's try and salvage it on that scrap label that we had. What's this? Can that be used? You never know. Maybe it could. Right, so I'm going to put some of that down. Want a bit up there. That's it. Sticky fingers. Right, and then let's put this. Ah! Ah! Toni, what is going on? What is happening? But that looks so cool. I might cut off another little snippet and then put a bit of glue down there, and then yes, stick that down, and then I'm going to put this, I'm going to tuck this under here, put that there, and there we have, I've managed to transform 4 clusters that we did all the prep work for. How cool are they? Oh, I love them. And with these, what I did is I just used normal printer paper and I just stamped out loads and loads and loads of the table, and then I just mounted it onto some scrap black cardstock, and I just think the black cardstock just literally finishes it off. This is wonky. I need some more glue. What is going on with my glue? There we go. Whoops. Oops. We got a bit carried away. Let's just put my scissors away. And there we have. Look at those. How cool are they? Oh, I have to say, I think that one's my favourite. But I'm liking this one. I'm liking that. That really pleased me, tying in the purple with that little curator snippet. I love them. They're so cool. They're so cool. And it's a perfect pastime. You know me, I love anything that I can just sit there, stick on a movie and just craft, like disappear into your own imagination. It's just so amazing. It's just the best feeling, the best thing to do. Especially, you know, I find crafting is my sanctuary, and it's my safe space. And sitting there and just making things like this that you can then pack away and use at a later date. I mean, I've even got eyelets on these, so you could even add dangles. What more is there? A cluster with labels and dangles. I mean, it could be a page edger. Oh, the possibilities are endless. The possibilities are endless. You could even, and I'm going to go a step further now. So you could get that, and even though you can't see it on the back, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Glue a tab on the back of it. And you know, I love my cluster tabs. And then it will just sit on the edge of the page with a nice little dangle, or on the edge of a tag, and you've got, I mean, you could even make that, put a magnet underneath there, and then a magnet underneath there, get another one, put it on the top, and you've got a closure. You've got a closure. I mean, I just love clusters. I absolutely love them. So I hope you give this a go. If you do, don't forget to tag me on social media. I'm loving it. Oh, I'm seeing all your work, and it is amazing. It is, it just makes my soul happy. It really does make me so, so, so happy to see you all just having fun and creating. I love it. So don't forget, always tag me, and make sure you keep your eyes peeled for the little announcement I've got coming next week. It's so exciting. I can't wait. There is going to be more videos because I need to be here. Because I haven't been. But I think we've got rain for the next 3 days, which suits me perfect because it means the builders aren't going to be here, and it means I can sit in my craft room with peace and create with you all. So yeah, so I am going to be having some more videos coming, like one after the other, because I've hated it. I've literally hated it. I have been drawing. That's all I've been doing. I've been drawing on my iPad because I haven't been able to get into my craft room. It's so annoying. Anyway, that outro was nearly as long as the intro, and the intro was long. So I'm going to let you all go now. Thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. And I will see you next time. Happy crafting, everybody. Bye.